Rocky, 3 games this week, 2 of them at home to start things off here before the holiday break. What's the biggest focus heading into the stretch? Because you're coming off the tough 2 losses on the road, and like we said, though, lots of time off after this weekend.
The focus is focus and staying present in the moment. Not looking forward to next week. We have 3 really big games in the next 3 days, and that's the only thing that we need to be worried about at this point.
Looking ahead at Sioux City and then Tri-City, we mentioned this yesterday on the radio show. A lot of games with Tri-City, and we're starting to see Sioux City a little bit more as well. How good is it to be playing games against teams like this who are extremely hungry and they're really trying to move up the standings?
We're extremely hungry, and we want to stay in the position we're in and move up the standings. So, they're talented clubs, they're well coached, and we certainly don't take anybody for granted. We know they're 3 games that are going to be challenging, and we're up for that.
How important is this part of the season where it's you kind of close out the first half, you might say, but you can see where you're at, and then go into break, you can watch film, see what you need to do, and then carry on from there?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to, especially the staff, will be able to take a step back over the break and have that after-action report of the first 26 or 27 games, get a feel for where we're at and what we need to continue to do to grow and what we've done well to this point. And, stacking points in the early part of the season is great. Trying to find ways to continue to get them through the dog days of the junior season is important. And then obviously making sure you're peaking at the right time. Clearly we haven't peaked yet, which is great, but we're trending in the right direction.
And that Fargo series, was that kind of an important 2-game step where you didn't come out with the wins you wanted, but you can kind of look back and say, hey, like if it's at this during the rest of the season, we can fix it now and not when you need to.
We can look back and pinpoint a couple situations that changed the course of those games, and I thought we were the better team on Friday, quite frankly, and I thought we did enough to win, but we made some mistakes, obviously, that gave that game away. Saturday we started hot. We didn't keep that pace for 60 minutes, and they got really strong after they scored their first goal. They scored immediately right again, and then they kind of took it to us for the next 6 or 7 minutes, and that was something that I don't know that we were ever able to quite overcome. And the good part about that is it's an opportunity to learn. Like you said, we're up 2-0, and you have a choice at that point. You can try to bury your opponent and put that game out of reach early, or you get a little complacent like we did, and all of a sudden the game is tied. And so, you're going to go through the ups and downs. You're going to go through the tough times, and I'd rather do that now and learn from it than have that creep up and happen in the playoffs.
And these 3-game sets, how do you kind of prepare players for that, where they might not be used to it, or it's just they happen every once in a while in a season? How do you guys kind of manage that?
You got to be mentally tough in these circumstances, and leading up to it, obviously we're gonna tailor practice so that we're not really grinding hard and wearing their legs down going into a weekend like that. But we can empty the tank this weekend. We've got 9 periods before the guys get a chance to spend some time with their friends and family, and so the focus has to be playing our best hockey and leave it all out there, because you've got 10 or 12 days to refocus and regroup before we get back at it.
And one of those players, you mentioned friends and family, kind of the break, Ethan Weber's got, his family moved here. How important is that for guys to kind of go back and see their family and kind of reset their mind? Yeah,
I mean, fortunately these days a lot of parents are traveling and seeing the guys. Not everybody, obviously, and so it's not just seeing your family, which is certainly very important, the most important, but it's getting back into your family environment and being able to sit there and spend time with your siblings and with your grandparents and with your friends, and step away from this so that you can mentally recharge and be focused and ready to go when we return.
Ethan, not quite the trip you guys wanted to Fargo, but heading back home here with 2 games this week as well as 1 on the road against Tri-City. I imagine this is a heck of an opportunity for you guys to really try to bounce back.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we have break this week, so it'd be good to get some points in before our break and get momentum going into the new year.
Looking back at last weekend, what do you think was problematic in the 2 games against Fargo? I mean, it's only the second time this year you guys have dropped back-to-back games.
Yeah, I mean, I think in the first game we didn't capitalize on our opportunities, and we should have. And then the second game, I think we scored 2 goals right off the hop, and I think we kind of sat back on our heels and didn't take them to them, and that cost us 4 points. So.
How much of an adjustment has it been for some of you guys? Jacob Rombach and Jack Bakar gone right now at the World Junior A Challenge. How much of an adjustment is it for you guys in the sense of, a few more guys are having to get a little bit more ice time? Everyone's going to try to pick up that load.
Yeah, I think it's been good. I mean, guys have stepped up, and it's a good opportunity for a lot of players to get more ice and push the pace.
With the break coming up, how important is this stretch to close out? You got 3 games in 3 days. How important is this stretch going into break right now?
Yeah, it's super important. It's really good to have momentum going into the break, and coming back after it'd be super helpful to get some more points, and all these teams we play this weekend are in our conference, so obviously the games are going to be huge.
And then to this point, where have you kind of seen you guys step up from game 1 to game now 25 of the season?
Yeah, I think we've been more consistent since game 1 because all the experiences and losses and wins, everyone's just more comfortable, and rookies have settled in, and we've just got more comfortable.